Hello and welcome to Paint a Beautiful Picture. My name is Violet Newby. I would like to share just a little bit about myself. I am a mom, a grandmother. I'm a registered nurse who has taken care of women and children for over 35 years. I have been a teacher for a very long time. I have taught everyone from preschoolers to preteens and teenagers to adults at the university level. I am the author and the developer of a series of character building ideas for parenting. And what I would love to share with you is how you can be a more effective parent with healthier and happier children. So please come and join me on this journey in painting a beautiful picture in your child's life. Hello, and welcome to Paint a Beautiful Picture. I was talking to a friend yesterday, and we were brainstorming about the things that I was going to share with you in being an effective parent. And we had a lot of great ideas, and we were trying to set something up, and it just wasn't going very smoothly. Later, while we were talking together at the dining room table, Holy Spirit gave me a really beautiful picture of how to describe what I would like to help you accomplish in your child's life. And that would be paint a beautiful picture. P is for the principles that you will impart to your child to lay a very firm foundation in their life. These are foundational ideas that you need to describe and impart to them every single day. And I will start to help you understand ways to do that, ways that are effective, ways that might give you some challenge, and ways that will even help you to grow and develop as a person. Because after all, most of our children will become a lot like we are. They learn from us, they watch us, they get excited about us. We're the most important person in their world. And so as we grow and develop, our children have the opportunity to grow and develop also. And when we lay that firm foundation for them, we give them a life of stability and a life of dependability. And that requires us having stable and dependable parental practices. So the first thing that you will do is impart principles to your child. Then you will show your child affection. What's fascinating is I run into people and they'll say, "Oh, I'm not really a huggy person. So, I'm not very comfortable with people touching me." I'm a nurse. Every day, a great deal of what I did in my lifetime was touch people and touch people in a meaningful way. So when your kid is little, it is a really natural thing to pick them up and burp them and hold them and rock them. As they get a little bit bigger and they're out toddling along, or heaven forbid, by the time they're 2.5 or 3, running as fast as they can go to everything they can get their hands on and their little bodies into, it's a little harder to hold on to them. And yet they still need that so much. It can be just as simple as reaching down and touching their face. And every single time they're dirty, you have amazing opportunities to show affection to them. Because, yeah, you can take a washcloth or whatever and scrub that kid down, or you can take that washcloth and really gently take something off of their face. And that simple action shows affection to a child. The other places that you can show affection that are so meaningful to a kid is at the beginning of his day and at the end of his day. And so what you do is when they wake up, rather than going in their room and say, "I told you to get out of the bed. Did you hear the clock?" Which probably nobody alive would like to wake up to that. You can walk in and put your hand on their shoulder or put your hand on their back and lean down and say, "Good morning. It's time to get up." And if they're not a quick waker upper, that's okay. 5 minutes later, go in again and physically touch them gently and say, "Good morning. It's time to get up. I'm really excited to see you today." There are multiple ways to show affection to a child. And when they go to bed the exact same way, rather than yelling and screaming at them about going to bed, don't worry, we will get into bedtime routines. You demonstrate affection to them. So the first thought in their day is that my mom or my dad loves me. And the last thought in their day is, my mom and my dad love me. Then you have to parent with intention. A kid will grow up whether you do this with intention or not. You understand this, right? It's like anything outdoors. You plant a seed, it's going to grow. But how straight and tall will it grow? How strong will it grow? How deep will the roots go? That's what you're going to work on with intention as a parent. Because what kind of person do you intend your child to be? This may be the first time that you hear me say this, but it certainly will not be the last. And that is, are you raising your child to be a child? Or are you raising your child to be a man or a woman of God? That is very important because if you're raising them to be a man and you're raising her to be a woman with intention, you have to know what kind of man or what kind of woman you are raising up. And so this would be my statement to you. If you are going to raise a man who is honest, you have to teach him to speak the truth, even when it's really difficult. Like, yes, I broke my friend's toy. I got really angry. I was very upset and I broke it and I wanted to break it. So that's a hard thing to say. That's really hard for us as adults to say, I was really angry with you and I went and told so and so everything about things I never should have said, and I broke your confidence and I did not behave in a trustworthy manner. I am really sorry. I know I damaged our relationship. I'm talking that level of honesty, and that requires intention. I described it like this recently to a young man who has really beautiful daughters. I said, do you understand that on the day that your oldest daughter gets married, you can either hand that young man a great gift at the altar, or you can hand him a complete mess at the altar? And he really understood what I was saying. What's your intention? Are you going to hand a great lady of character and decency to a young man at the altar? Are you going to stand there when your son stands there knowing that you have an honorable, hardworking, really honest, responsible young man who's going to care for his wife and his family? That requires intention. It also takes nurture. We talked about putting that little seed in the ground. Today, especially, some little seeds are awfully vulnerable and they face a lot of bitter winds and a lot of pollution and a lot of danger that comes against them. Do you understand that you have to nurture and care for that little human as they grow and develop? You have to very intentionally put good things into the soil. You have to put support up against them. You have to sometimes put a cage or some kind of a protector around them from the harsh and bitter winds that blow. You have to nurture that little one, and you have to nurture their soul. You have to nurture the beauty and the unique things that God Himself has placed into them. We are not alike. I have a huge family, and though we have certain things in common, oh my gracious, we are not the same people. And you know what? Every single one of your children has particular gifts, particular strengths, very strong ideas of their own. If you have a 2-year old, you've already learned that. And you need to nurture and bring out what is best and good in them. I admit, sometimes with a strong willed child or a really difficult child, it might be hard to find those good things, much less understand how to bring them out or how to get them there. And that's one of the things I will be really excited to address with you. The last thing we need to do is train them, teach them. And again, you cannot give what you do not have. I have people and they'll say to me, okay, Miss Violet, so how am I supposed to do that? Okay, be an avid student yourself. Be a student of what is true so you can speak truth to your kids. Be a student of what is beautiful so you can show beauty to your kids. Be a student of great purpose so you can teach your children to be purposeful people. They are not going to learn what we do not know. Now, granted, when they go away to school or when they're in certain situations, they will. But I'm talking a little child who is growing and developing, and you, as their mom, as their dad, are the major person who has a part in their life. You have got to be very strong in what you are going to train your child to be and to become. My great heart's desire for a very long time has been to empower people in the deepest and most significant relationships in their life. Do you know, no matter what relationship you have with the people outside of your household, it will never satisfy the deep longing of your heart to have a significant relationship. That relationship happens with your spouse and your children. No matter what else you accomplish in your world, if you don't come down to a significant, meaningful relationship with your children, when you are older, I promise you, you will be sad and your life will have huge places that are empty. That is not what I desire for you. I promise you, it is not what God desires for you. The richness and the fullness and the beauty and the enthusiasm of amazing relationships with your children is irreplaceable. I promise you. I'm going to share this with you. My sons are 46 and 47 years old. I was a single mom. I raised them by myself for almost 13 years. I'm here to tell you they are both really awesome, amazing, oh my word, wonderful human beings. And they are both very good friends of mine. At some point, you'll actually have the privilege of hearing from them because they both agreed to talk about what I was like as a parent. Just so you know, I was not always a great parent. I did not grow up in a great home. In fact, I had very abusive, violent, nasty, cruel, not good parents. That's the truth. And I didn't know much about what a parent was going to look like in my day to day life, but I just knew it wasn't going to look like that. So when I was about 12 years old, I started asking God all the time, when I have children one day, I'm going to need your help. I'm going to need you to teach me and show me how to be a good parent, how to have wisdom, how to know what to do with my kids. And God honored that prayer. When my kids were little, I was not a great parent. There were a lot of things I did not know and that I did badly. But I learned, and I learned fast because it was very important to me to learn. Every day I talk to you, I'm going to give you a challenge. Today, my challenge for you is think about what you want on the day your child gets married. How do you want that to look? What are the thoughts that you want going through your mind? And what are the feelings that you want inside of your heart? Those things are within the scope of possibility for you as a parent. If you will paint a beautiful picture into your child's life. So tomorrow when we get together again, I want you to have that vision in your mind. What do I want my child to look like? And we'll start to talk about how you can get there. Until then, may you find beauty in the day, and may the goodness of God find a place in your heart. You may find additional information on our paintabeautifulpicture.com website. Additionally, you may watch me on Rumble, and you may also listen to a podcast on Buzzsprout or Spreaker, all under the name Paint a Beautiful Picture. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. You may subscribe, and if you are interested in receiving notifications, please hit the notifications button.